Hello everyone, Sophia Harris here, 𝐲𝐢 Global Consulting. And I wanted to discuss briefly today the topic of e-commerce in the Caribbean and the challenges that Caribbean businesses face when trying to get paid online and trying to sell online. And the easiest part is setting up the store. But what about receiving your money, liquidating if you're using a payment platform like PayPal, and also the logistics? How do you deliver your products to customers regionally, internationally? So let's talk e-commerce in the Caribbean. And LGC, we are Google certified e-commerce and digital marketing professionals, among other things. So let's start off with, the fundamentals. What sort of business model do you have? What's your size? Are you a micro small business, mid-size, macro large enterprise? What's your objective? What are the quantities that you see yourself selling? And what market are you selling to? Is it just local within the Jamaican territory, Caribbean, regional, international? All of these questions you must answer, as they will determine how you set up your online store, what business model and mode of sales or your customer experience should you focus on. Should it be social commerce or e-commerce? And social commerce is when you offer products and services for sale to customers using social media platforms. I know you scroll through Instagram and you see like Instagram shops, Facebook shops, so even TikTok. You can click a link and end up at a store. That's what you call social commerce. And all of these different options, you must determine what your objective target market and market size is before you determine whether you're going to do e-commerce, social commerce, or stick with a brick and mortar operation or a hybrid of all two or three. So once you determine your size, scope of operations, target personas, and for example, you need to assess, do I already have a website that I need to integrate a payment gateway or e-commerce solution on that site? Or do I create a new site with some of the e-commerce solution platforms that are out there? So let's take the first situation. Say you have a website already built with just information, for information purposes. You are a service provider, or you have just a store, but you've been taking offline payments. If your website is not WordPress, is like, for example, a GoDaddy website builder site, then some payment integrations may not work. There may not be any plugins. And a plugin is how you take a payment gateway, put it on your website, so that consumers like me can go on there and run my credit card and it end up in your bank account. And that's not as simple as it sounds. It takes a lot of coordination, accounts, agreements, coding to facilitate what seems like a simple process. People think that once you put the items in the store and you put, we're selling items here, that the process to allow people to run their cards and that money end up in your account is seamless and one step. It's not one step, unfortunately. In the US, UK, certain countries in Europe and Latin America, they facilitate some payment gateway solutions much more easily than, for example, the Caribbean and especially Jamaica. So you would find that some payment solutions are not compatible with certain websites, how the websites are built, if they're built on Shopify or WordPress. And so you have to do the investigation. Do I have a WordPress site? Do I have an existing site? So if you have an existing site and it's a WordPress site, then your next step is to go to your bank. Do you have a business account? You cannot accept online payments for business without a business account at most, if not all, financial institutions. So you need to ensure, do I have a website? Do I have a business account? And then which payment integration should I plug into this website. You go to your bank. You may have to, if you choose First Atlantic Commerce, which is compatible with NCB, Scotiabank, and other banks in the Caribbean, then you go to your bank and they will give you forms to fill out. You have to open an account with a payment integration company, a merchant account with your bank, and then you as the merchant, your bank, and your payment integration provider come together and work together in a trio, right? In a trio to facilitate putting this system together. And then you have to test it. It's a process. If you don't already have a website, there are options available to you thanks to the proliferation of these e-commerce solutions and these shop platforms like Amber Shops and Figaro, even WePay shops, that you can create your first-time site, offer your products or services for sale, and they have their own payment solutions. Now, I have not tested Amber's solutions or WePay, so I would suggest you look at the referrals, you speak to them and see if their solutions are right for you, and ask for, testimonials or some kind of history of how successful their platform has worked for other small businesses or businesses in general. But I know that Figaro, which is a partner of First Atlantic Commerce, supported by NCB, Scotiabank, and many banks, are tried and tested. And they have a system in place where it's a lot simpler, especially Figaro. If you don't have a website already, or you have a WordPress website, they can integrate their solution. It's a much seamless process. And you go to your bank, they already have the pre-filled out Figaro forms. You set up your merchant account, you make sure you have your business account, set up your merchant account linked to your business bank account, and then coordinate with Figaro and your bank. I know Scotiabank has a good relationship with Figaro, and they will help you to plug that payment solution gateway into your website, whether it's on Figaro's Shops platform or your own website, and test it, and voila. After you pay your fees, you know how that goes, you'll be able to accept payments on your site. So I wanted to do this video because so many people are confused about how it works and they think it's simpler than it is. And whereas some websites and domain providers and hosting providers like GoDaddy will allow you to put a PayPal button, so that's a much easier process, but it's linked to your PayPal account. And here are some challenges you could encounter. With PayPal, it's very difficult in Jamaica in particular to liquidate your PayPal dollars or link them and transfer the money to your local bank account and pull those funds. So it's much easier if you plan to only use the proceeds to shop online, then by all means, add a PayPal button, 1, 2, quick, easy to go. But if you're a business and you want to run a thing like a business where your money goes to your official business account for tax purposes, for regulatory purposes, then it's better to work with your bank and a payment gateway solutions provider and have it integrated, tested, and all funds run through your site goes to your business bank account. It's the most appropriate and professional way to do it, to remain compliant. So I hope this was helpful. It is complex, and there are other platforms, not just Figaro Shops and Amber, but there's Shopify, there's Wix. There are other platforms you can start from scratch, create a site, use one of their payment plugins, but whatever you do, you must have a business bank account and you must get a merchant account from your business bank. So whether it's Scotiabank, NCB, whoever is your business banking institution, Sagicor, you need to get a business account and a merchant account. And then the final piece of the puzzle would be your payment gateway solution provider, whether it's AmberPay, WePay, Figaro, First Atlantic Commerce, whomever. That is a portion of the puzzle where customers can run their cards and that money comes to your bank account. And it is the most effective way. So hopefully this video was helpful. Let me think if I've missed. Okay. So thank you for listening, and reach out to us anytime at 𝐿𝑢GlobalConsulting.com. We're on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. let's talk business development and brand development.